Dear students, myself Dr. Himanshu Kumar, Associate Professor, Department of Medicine, Government Medical College Bettiah. I will be teaching you today mitral regurgitation. All of you know that this is a disease of mitral valve in which the valve does not coagulate properly, so there is regurgitation of blood from left ventricle to right to left atrium during systole. Now, MR, you have already known about MS in my previous video, in which I have mentioned what is the normal size of the mitral valve. Now, coming to MR, first you should know the causes. Most important cause of MR is rheumatic heart disease. This is most common cause. Second common cause is congenital MR, in which mitral valve collapse, ostium primum AST defect, endocardial cushion defect. Third cause is infective endocarditis. Fourth cause is papillary muscle dysfunction, which is grouped under ischemic heart disease. Fifth cause is injury or surgery on mitral valve, particularly when done on mitral stenosis. Later on, after as a surgical complication, patient develops mitral regurgitation. Sixth cause is connective tissue disorder, in which important causes are ankylosing spondylitis, rheumatoid arthritis, SLE, systemic lupus erythematosus, Marfan syndrome. Seventh but least important causes are sarcoidosis and amyloidosis. They are not so common causes. Other causes are common. Now I give you the list of the causes. Now coming to the symptom of the mitral. Now come to the symptom of the mitral valve. Symptoms are dyspnea, which is progressive dyspnea, easy fatigability, weakness, and palpitation. Now coming to the signs of the mitral regurgitation. First, we will see the pulse. Pulse is there is wide pulse pressure, so volume of the pulse is high. Second, you will see for the apical impulse. Apical impulse is hyperdynamic and which will be shifted down and out. There will be parasternal lift present in the parasternal area. Heart sounds as one becomes soft. T2 is widely split if pulmonary hypertension is present. There is also systolic 3 over the mitral area or at the site of the parasternal area. Now, most important aspect of the murmur of the mitral regurgitation. A pansystolic murmur at the mitral area. This pansystolic murmur starts from the first heart sound, ends or engulfs the second heart sound. This murmur radiates to axilla if anterior leaflet of the mitral valve is involved, or to the base if posterior leaflet of the mitral valve is involved. Pansystolic murmur is soft and high-pitched. This is increased by hand grip and reduced by valsalva maneuver. So this is the important characteristics of the mitral regurgitation murmur. This murmur will be best heard when the patient lies on the left lateral side and breath held in expiration. Now come to the severity assessment of the mitral regurgitation. Normally, in earlier stage, patient is very much less symptomatic, and in that condition, severe assessment becomes difficult. But as the mitral regurgitation progresses, then and patient comes at a later stage, then severity must be assessed. Clinical criteria for severity assessment are presence of systolic thrill over apex. Agar if there is systolic thrill at the apex, this means murmur is mitral regurgitation severe. Large LV also indicates, large left ventricle also indicates severe MR. Presence of S3, this is most important criteria. If S3 is present, this means mitral regurgitation is severe. And lastly, flow mid diastolic murmur across the non-stenotic mitral valve. If flow mid diastolic murmur is present, then again the regurgitation rate is higher, the regurgitation is bigger, and mitral regurgitation is severe. Now come to the complications of mitral regurgitation. Atrial fibrillation leading to thromboembolism is the most important complication. Other complications are infective endocarditis and complications of infective endocarditis. Now, what are the investigations that we need to confirm the mitral regurgitation? Most important is X-ray, chest X-ray PUB, in which you will see cardiomegaly, calcification of annulus of the mitral valve, or sometimes calcification of the valve leaflet of the mitral valve. Pulmonary edema. Pulmonary edema, this means mitral regurgitation severe. In ECG, you will see, when you will observe ECG of patient of mitral regurgitation, you will see P mitral, left ventricular enlargement, atrial fibrillation, features of atrial fibrillation ECG, and on doing echocardiography of patient mitral regurgitation, left atrium will be dilated, left ventricle will be dilated, and mitral regurgitation rate is seen in systolic phase. So this is the echocardiographic finding. Now we come to the management of the mitral regurgitation. How we do management? Now patients usually come with mitral regurgitation may be first time detected during routine clinical examination. So patient may not be asymptomatic, may not be symptomatic. In that condition, only regular observation and regular follow-up is essential. But once patient becomes symptomatic, treatment is divided into two parts: medical treatment and surgical treatment. First comes to medical treatment. So first patient will be treated for congestive cardiac failure by diuretics, digoxin, and vasodilator. Second treatment will be done for atrial fibrillation, in which we will do anticoagulation, and we will also give digoxin, beta blockers, or verapamil to control the increased ventricular rate. Control of ventricular rate is essential for maintenance of normal blood pressure and normal hemodynamics of the patient. You will have to give rheumatic fever prophylaxis according to the criteria for treatment of rheumatic fever, and will also do prophylaxis for infective endocarditis if it is present or if it is suspected. Finally, surgical treatment. Surgical treatment is definitive treatment of mitral regurgitation. Indications are if left ventricular end diastolic dimension or end diastolic size more than 45 millimeter, left ventricular ejection fraction, left ventricular ejection fraction progressively deteriorates and becomes less than 55 to 60%, then we should think for surgical management of the mitral regurgitation. There are two modalities of surgical treatment. One is plastic reparative procedure, in which plastic repair of the mitral annulus is done, and second is mitral valve replacement. Mitral valve replacement is a definitive treatment and usually preferred. So this is all about mitral regurgitation. Thank you.